don't understand that there are actually women out there who are only looking to benefit, who are only looking to eat, steal, and clean up any form of money they can in one way or another. They don't mind what they have to do to get that money, whether it's going to be to lie, to cheat, to steal. They don't care. There are women with that type of temperament out there. There are women who are playing the game at a strict money level. So when you say then that you want to date women, you want to be in a relationship with women, then you put yourself at risk of bumping into one of these women who don't care about you, who don't care about the hard work you've put in, who don't care about everything you've gone through in your career, in your life, to get you to the point that you are right now. You can possibly bump into those people, and those people will take advantage of you. So it is always important to protect yourself against, the worst possible situation, to protect yourself against the worst possible case scenario. And in dating, it's a gold digger. So if you're a person who, has a lot of money, if you're a person who has some form of resources, I want you to understand that there will be a lot of girls who are coming to you with the intention of eating that money. And even though it looks like love, even though it looks like you guys are genuinely real in this relationship, most of the time it's not. She's purposefully fabricating every single moment that you think is actually a deep moment, like you guys maybe had a nice beautiful scene and you guys went out and she looked at you deep in your eyes and she said thank you for this, and you guys started kissing each other, and then it was like, oh, lovey-dovey and whatever. I want you to understand that she's done that 42 million times, especially if she's pretty, especially if she's a baddie, especially if she's hot. She's gotten to the stage that she's at because she's practiced this in 15 other situations that she's had in the past, with 15 other guys, 15 other relationships, 15 other situationships that she's been in. So she knows everything about you, how you feel when she does certain things, how you feel when she holds your leg, how you feel when she puts her head on your shoulder. She knows how each and every single one of those actions affects you. She knows that because she's done that a lot of times. So when she comes to you, she can easily fabricate all those things just to make you happy, just to make you comfortable, just to open up your wallet. But let me tell you about a prenup. A prenup will switch off any form of greed that was happening in your relationship. If she came into the relationship with bad intentions, if you mention prenup and she starts shaking, let me tell you something, she doesn't lie you. She doesn't like you, she doesn't lie you, she's not interested in you, she's here for the money. And the problem with people who are there for the money, or there for the marriage, or there for anything else other than you, the guy, as an individual, anyone who comes with the intention of anything else other than that, as soon as they get that thing, you just dissolve. As soon as they get that money, as soon as they get that marriage, as soon as they get whatever it is that they're dating you for, because there are literally women out there who date for marriage. They hear this idea of marriage is great, marriage is marriage, marriage. So now the entire end goal process is, I want marriage, period. So when they get that goal, married, then they realize, but who did I marry? And that's now where you come in. That's where the prenup comes in, where even if you guys think you guys are in love, if you guys think you guys really care about each other, as soon as you mention prenup and she starts shaking, if she starts complaining, if she starts wanting to run, then I want you to understand what she's there for. I want you to understand that she is there for the money, and that prenup is blocking her end goal. If she truly loved you for who you are, if she truly loved you for the person that you are, then that prenup and you blocking her from having some of your resources, or some of your, the work that you did, the work that you put in without her in your life, without her, fighting with you, without her even bringing you a lunch pack, without her even doing anything to help you in your journey. Now you want to give her half of your hard work. You want to give her half of, everything that you've done. Knowing that in this generation, you can bump into, people who steal, lie, connive, cheat, the bad people that we spoke about at the beginning. Knowing that those people exist, you want this person that could have fabricated the way that they were acting with you, that could have lied about their feelings with you, that have done this 72,000 times before and they're faking it with you. That's the person that you want to give all the hard work, all the investment, all the time that you've put into whatever it is that you were doing that got you this money. They didn't study with you. They were not there at your lectures. They didn't even send you notes for your exam. But you want to give this person an opportunity to leave with some of that. If she truly loves you, if she's truly into you, if she truly wants you, then it should never be about the money. Biblically, even when you go into the Bible, as for me, a Christian, I want to put this into context. Where in the Bible do you read that there was an opportunity or situation where a woman was able to leave with a man's money? Where do you guys get that notion? Because once you start heading down that path, you're heading towards very dangerous routes, very, very non-biblical, dangerous routes. So for me, my thing is always, you know, if you are truly into me, if you truly love me, if you truly say that I'm the person that you want, there's something about me that you got to know that you're truly into, then it shouldn't matter whether there's a prenup or not. And those girls will say, oh, but if you trust me, it's like, trust me. Yes, I can possibly trust the version of you that's here right now. I can definitely trust the you that I can see right now. But 10 years from now, I don't know who that person is. Because for you could wake up and you could be out of love any day. That's why relationships end. That's why, all these long-term situations end, because there was a period where you guys clearly were in love, and there's a period where you guys were not in love. And in this generation where marriage, divorce, and all these things are so common, and marriage is now just such a joke, such a plaything for people, that you can just swear in front of God that till death do us part, and you can just still get out of that relationship. So for me, when I come across a situation like that, where I see that the generation that we're in is clearly cooked, that Western culture has infiltrated our culture to the point where we have no culture, that you're now trying to mix and match things that don't and shouldn't ever be mixed and matched together, and then you want to get into a relationship with those belief structures, with those understandings of life, and then you want to say, till death do us part. So because I understand this culture, I'm like, prenup is here to save us. It's here to save us from the decisions that we make without thinking. The decisions that we make because we're feeling a vibe and we wanted to go with the flow. If we say prenup and you all of a sudden now you switch off and you say, oh no, I can't date you without the prenup, oh no, I don't want to be with you without the prenup, then I know for sure that you have something in your head that had always put the money into consideration. And my part about the prenup, at the end of the day, here's for me what breaks my heart about the marriage situations now when you don't have a prenup, is that when she finally decides that she wants to leave, maybe you guys got into a marriage or whatever, and she decides that she wants to leave, she knows that because there is no prenup, the law has now been rigged to a point where she has the opportunity to leave with your money. It's so rigged that, imagine this: you are in a relationship, and when you decide to leave that relationship, you get a cash lump sum on your way out. So as soon as that relationship becomes difficult, the state is saying that when your relationship becomes difficult and you finally decide that you want to quit this relationship, you're going to get a cash app. You're going to get a lump sum as your congratulations on your marriage, congratulations on your relationship, and you probably will get to have the kids as well. That's how much the state is so rigged and so biased towards women, that they're actually going to reward women for leaving their relationship when they get into a relationship with a rich man. When they get into a relationship with someone with money, with someone with resources, they're going to get rewarded by the state for leaving that relationship by giving that person half of the person's money. That's why I say greed needs to be checked, because when she knows that when she decides to leave, she'll have a cash lump sum to leave with, and half resources, half whatever's happening, she's more likely to leave. If she knew that she's leaving that relationship with nothing and she's going to have to go fight and pay her own bills and live her own life, she won't go anywhere. I promise you, she won't go anywhere. Even those small arguments that you guys have where it was so unfixable and whatever it was, even those relationships are going to start, those arguments are going to start working. She's going to be more willing to fight for those small arguments, those, let's go fix it, let's fight for this, when she knows that she's going to have to fight for herself when she comes out of that relationship. But when she knows that she's getting a cash app, a lump sum on her way out of that relationship, let me tell you something, she's gone. As soon as she feels uncomfortable, as soon as you make a mistake, as soon as something in your relationship happens that she's not happy about, I promise you she's going. Because I would do the same thing. If they were telling me, stay with this girl who's no longer beautiful, who's no longer, the girl that she was when she was 20 years old, and it's been, 10 years, 5 years into the marriage, whatever it is, stay with her or leave and get a cash, lump sum while you get out, and then possibly have another woman in your life. Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? But that's why I say that in this generation, a prenup is going to be our gift. A prenup is literally going to be the thing that's going to save us from ourselves, save us from society at this point.